Hello, dear students. I've come your way again, as I've been doing. Today, we are almost done with demand, the concept of demand. I want to believe that this is the last topic that we are going to treat in demand. Then we will move on to do supply. The last time that I came your way, we spoke about types of demand. And I'm very hopeful that you have been going through trying to familiarize yourself with some of the things. Today, it is going to be much easier because the diagrams are going to be few. Calculations, I don't think that we'll see any calculation today. I want you to sit, put, and pay attention. Today we are going to look at what we call abnormal demand or exceptional demand. Okay, thank God that I have to add AL, exceptional demand. So today, I'm hopeful that by the end of the lesson, you should be able to give at least 4 types of abnormal demand. That's what you should be able to do. And draw at least one diagram to illustrate abnormal demand or exceptional demand. Okay. My name once again is Felipumi Abasa. So what is abnormal demand? The word abnormal means that something that is not normal. This time is a time of COVID-19 and normally you are listening to news, everybody is saying we are not living in normal times. When you are used to something that is normal, it means that it has been accepted as the norm, as a condition that people live with. But if it is not going the way that you are used to, then it becomes abnormal. So what is normal demand? That then will have abnormal demand or exceptional demand. Like said earlier on, normal demand is when at higher prices, lower quantities are demanded, other factors held constant. So demand is only normal when it obeys the law of demand, which states that other things being equal, the lower the price, the higher the quantity demanded. And the higher the price, the lower the quantity demanded. Anything that does not obey that law becomes abnormal, and therefore we call abnormal demand or exceptional demand. Per what I've said so far, you should be able to tell me what exceptional demand or abnormal demand is. Simply put, abnormal demand is the demand that does not obey the law of demand. This demand curve is the normal demand curve. That means it obeys the law of demand. For the abnormal demand or exceptional demand, they will not obey the normal demand curve, i.e., they will not behave like a curve that is sloping downwards from left to right. It will not go that way. And I'm going to illustrate that one to you as I explain each of the types that we have here. The list is not exhausted, but I believe that the list will open your eye to what we call abnormal demand, so that anytime you come across any abnormal demand, you will be able to understand and explain. Okay, good. The first on my list as a type of abnormal demand is ostentation or ostentatious goods. Another name you can give it is prestigious goods or luxurious goods. Luxurious goods, prestigious goods, ostentatious goods. You can say ostentation. Okay, so what is a prestigious or ostentatious goods? What do we mean by that? You see, there are commodities that has a certain status attached to it. It's a commodity of a class. People that view themselves as people of higher class, wealthy, they belong to the upper class of the society, they buy such commodities. It's normally out of the rich of the poor. The poor will not like to buy such commodities because they cannot afford. They cannot afford such commodities. So, with prestigious goods, those who sell them at higher prices because they know the people that buy them are of a higher class and they can afford such commodities. In fact, if you don't sell it at a higher price, the demand will not be higher. Why am I saying so? The rich fear that when the price is low, ordinary persons may buy such commodities and they will not like to identify with such ordinary people. So they would like to buy something that is expensive, such that other people may not be using such commodities. So the sellers of those commodities are aware and therefore they price it higher. And that is what we call ostentatious goods. At higher prices, higher is demanded, which is not the normal demand we know. Can you give me an example of a good that you can term as prestigious or ostentatious goods? Well, in my part of the world, in my part of the country, a kente that is hand-weaved, kente cloth that is made locally can be termed as ostentation because it's a cloth, it's quite expensive. And it's normally bought and used by kings and queens. So very few people have access to that type of commodity. When you mention cars like Bugatti, Bentley, and among others, such cars are very expensive. The materials used in making such cars are very strong and durable. And they have certain features that makes them very expensive. So you don't see those cars around often. It's used rarely by the very rich of the society. And the higher the price of such commodities, the higher the rich would like to identify themselves with it and to buy them. So at higher prices, more is bought. You can't make it less expensive. If you make it less expensive, the poor will not be able in the first place to afford. So you as a seller of that commodity will not have market. So you just have to make it for the rich and therefore can be categorized as prestigious goods. They face a type of demand that is upward sloping. We say it's upward sloping. Upward. It goes this way. That will be the demand for prestigious goods. Maybe 10 is bought at a price of $10 million in millions of dollars. You increase the price to $15 million and much more is going to be bought. So this demand curve is not the normal demand curve you know. It is abnormal. That is why it's called abnormal demand curve. And I hope you understand it. Okay. We have point number 2. Giffen goods. Giffen is a name of an economist. Yes. And he is the first person to have identified such commodities and therefore was named after him. Giffen. Giffen goods. Number 2. It's a type of abnormal demand or exceptional demand relating to cheap staple foods. certain commodities that are relatively cheaper, such that people do not really want to buy such commodities in good times. When it is well with them, they will not like to buy such commodities. Well, you might not like the example, but ordinary bread, okay, and in my part of the world, gari, you might not like it, but just for the sake of explanation, gari, okay, compared to something like cornflakes, yes, cornflake might not be a good example, but gari might be a good example. And maybe a popular drink in our part of the world we call sobolo, okay, they are said to be bought when general prices are increasing. They also face this type of demand curve. At higher prices, more of such commodities are demanded, and at lower prices, more of such commodities are demanded. And I'm going to explain to you. You see, when you take the gifting goods, when general prices are increasing, the price of commodities that they are related to may go up higher, extremely higher, such that you might not be, as a poor person, you might not be able to afford such commodities. I'm giving you gari and cornflake. If you are going to school and you have the option of buying gari and buying cornflakes, when cornflake is extremely expensive, you might not buy the cornflakes. Gari might have its prices increasing, but relatively, comparing to the price increase in cornflake, when you compare the cornflake price to that of the gari, you realize that the gari price, even though a little bit expensive or increased in price, it is relatively cheaper than that of the cornflake. So you rather settle for the gari when you don't have enough money on you. Such commodities are termed gifting goods. I appreciate the fact that it's a little bit difficult to get, but I believe that you should get it. I'm going to take time to explain to you. I am assuming that the price of cornflake is by a pack. I'm assuming a pack is $10, and that of gari is $5, the same quantity. Then prices for both commodities increased. I said the prices for both commodities increased. Cornflake moved from the $10 to $50. That is an increase in price. That of gari increased though, but from $5 to $7. I want to believe that even though the price of gari has gone up by $2 from 5 to 2, you are going to buy more of the gari, because the extent to which the price of cornflake has gone up from 10 to 50 is too much that you are going to set it aside and settle for gari. So the price moving from $5 to $7 for gari, even though it's an increase in price, you are going to increase its quantity because it's going to be substituted in place of the cornflakes. That is why such commodities at higher prices, they are bought because they are necessities. They are needed for the very survival of the consumer. Okay, and I believe that gifting goods is clearer now. So gifting goods, ostentatious goods, they face the same type of demand. At higher prices, more is bought. I hope you got it. Good. Then we have another type, point number 3, goods that are subject to satiety. This is satiety. It is coined from the word satisfaction. Goods subject to satiety. You might call them necessities. Not necessarily do, but they can be termed necessities. You see, goods that are subject to satiety means that they are needed to a certain point. Certain quantity is needed for use of people. Beyond such a quantity that the person might need it, the person will not need extra. I'm giving an example so that you can understand. Take for example, a certain quantity of water. Every human being might need at least a bucket of water a day for drinking and for washing down so you can feel refreshed. When you have that water to a certain quantity, beyond that one, when prices are going up for that particular commodity, you might not buy. With all such commodities, they are subject to satiety. They are subject to a certain level of satisfaction. Or they can be termed necessities. Alright? Okay. Give you another example. Let's say salt. Let's say salt. Salt is needed to give taste to food. But not too much is needed. A certain quantity is needed in the food. So when you have that amount in the food, you are okay. Beyond that one, when prices are going up, you are not going to buy any more. So irrespective of the price change, the quantity will be fixed. Such commodities are said to be subject to satiety or they are necessities. Okay? I hope that you understand that one. How will they behave? Normally, the goods that are subject to satiety will have this type of demand. Say the quantity is 10 units. Irrespective of the price, you are not buying more. This type of demand, which is vertical in nature, is not the normal demand curve. The normal demand curve slopes downwards. This is not sloping downwards. I normally give these examples and students laugh. You don't say that salt has become very cheap. The price has reduced so much. It has gone down, and even down to 5. And therefore, I am going to buy gallons of or bucket of salt and eat. You don't say that. Irrespective of the price, given a certain quantity, you are okay. You don't assume that sugar has become cheap, so I'm going to buy sugar and drink. No. You don't assume that water has become cheaper, and therefore you are going to be in the shower the whole day, or you are going to drink one drum of water. No. Irrespective of the price change, the quantity that is needed for you, when you use it, that's okay. So it faces this type of demand. Normally this type of demand, we say it is vertical. The demand curve is vertical. So irrespective of the price, the same quantity. Price doesn't influence the quantity. Goods subject to satiety or necessity. Good. Then we move to what we call rare goods, antiquities. Antiquities or rare goods. When we say goods are rare goods, it means they are not common. They are uncommon commodities. And to what extent will they have abnormal demand? When that particular commodity has a certain historical background or historical significance. An example will help you understand it better. Let's assume that the jacket that was used by Michael Jackson in performing. You know, when you auction that particular jacket, it is going to be going for a very high price. Why? Because the person that used the jacket, Michael Jackson, was a very popular figure in the world and had a lot of following before he passed on. So anything that has to do with Michael Jackson, it's likely to be expensive. Let me say the wedding gown of Queen Elizabeth, perhaps that wedding gown is still there, or anything that she used during the wedding ceremony. It has a certain historical importance to people. Anyone that will have it can even showcase it and people will come and watch it. So normally when it is auctioned for sale or they are selling it, it goes for a very high price. And so such commodities, they are of certain historical importance and they are not common. That's why we're calling them rare goods. Because of that, they command higher prices. I.e., the higher the price of such commodities, the higher the quantity people would like to buy. So it doesn't face the normal demand curve that we know. The highest bidders will take those commodities. Alright? So imagine anybody in your country that is a very popular person, a well-known person that has contributed to the development of the world and well-being of people at large, and people love such a person. When the person has certain commodities and the person is selling them, in fact, the price will be higher. Even though it might be a very common commodity, but because the person used it, it becomes very expensive and therefore faces what we call abnormal demand or exceptional demand. That is rare commodities. Okay? Alright. Another thing that causes abnormal demand is expectations of future price changes. How? Anytime buyers or consumers expect that price is likely to change in the near future, their behavior today, currently, might not be normal. And I'm going to illustrate it to you. Assuming that we are in the time of COVID-19, and you know of what we call hand sanitizer, okay? If you have the knowledge that a gallon of a sanitizer is going for $10 today, and you hear that it is going to sell at $50 tomorrow, you know, and you have few minutes to end the day, you are afraid to buy at $50 tomorrow. So if somebody comes to you, even though the price today is $10, somebody comes to you and say, I have a gallon of a very good sanitizer and I'm selling it at 15 cedis. You are going to buy more. Why would you do that? You are going to do so because you don't want to buy at $50 tomorrow. And therefore, even though you could have bought it today 10 cedis and you know that is the normal price, somebody selling it at $15, you are going to buy from the person because you want to avoid buying at the $50 tomorrow. And so in that case, you will notice that the curve is going to be upward sloping. Hand sanitizer will have this type of. This is the $10 and you are buying this much, let's say 8. And somebody comes to you to sell at 15. See, let's trace it. It goes, touches the demand curve here, come down. You see you are buying 10. Higher price is going with higher quantity. Why so? You want to avoid the $50 tomorrow. And so you are behaving abnormally today. Currently, this will be your behavior. When you expect that price will increase for the product tomorrow, you are going to behave this way. You can reverse it. Assuming that we are in the period of COVID-19, assuming that a vaccine has been found or a certain drug is working to cure, and you know how much people are selling hand sanitizers now, you know by tomorrow the price of hand sanitizers is going to go down to say $2. And somebody comes to you, the current price, the price today is $10. You know it's going to drop to 2 cedis, $2 tomorrow. And somebody comes to you and says, oh, I'm selling mine at $8. Will you buy? I guess you will not buy. Even though the price has fallen from 10 to 8, you are not going to buy. Because you are waiting to take advantage of tomorrow to buy at $2. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So even though the price will have dropped, you are not going to buy higher quantity, which would have been a normal demand. No, you are going to reduce your quantity you are going to buy. So it is going to give you this type of demand we call upward sloping. At lower prices, lower quantity to be bought, or higher price, higher quantity is going to be bought. That is for what we call the expectations of future price changes, when you're expecting that price is going to change in the future, your demand is going to be upward sloping. Okay, good. The last one, but this is not the list. I told you the list is not exhaustive. It's not exhaustive. We have goods that have perfect substitutes. Certain commodities have perfect substitutes. What do I mean? If you have commodities A and B, and A does exactly what B does, A can do anything B can do, then we say they are perfect substitutes. So if both are selling at $10, this is also $10, and people are buying equal quantities for them, for now. When you increase the price of A, you increase the price of A to $15, nobody is going to buy the A any longer. Nobody is going to buy, because once the price of B has not changed, it has remained at $10, and you have increased the price of A to $15, nobody is going to attempt to buy it, because after all, B can do what A can do. With such commodities, if the commodity is A and you increase the price, it is going to have an abnormal demand. This is how the curve is going to look like. It is going to look like this. This is demand. This is going to be the demand for B. Because everybody at the going price of 10, everybody is going for the B. And for the A, nobody is going to buy again. It is gone. Nobody is going to buy it because you have increased the price and it has a perfect substitute. I hope you are clear. So this will be the types of abnormal demand or exceptional demand. I want to believe that you are clear with the explanation. I'm hoping that you have a good book. Take your book, read through, and I believe that it is not going to be of a worry. If you have any issue, like I said, get in touch. Let's discuss it. God be with you until we meet again for the next lesson. Bye-bye.